What is up, Bomb Squad? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. We're out here at my buddy Jason's shop finally, after going on vacation, getting sick for a week, and trying to catch up with life. He's actually made progress because I haven't done much of anything. Actually, I welded those boxes and stuff up I showed you guys, but let's go check in on the progress. I'm excited to share it with you guys. We'll kind of crawl around it real quick, and then I've got enough stuff to do until the sun goes down or he kicks me out or whatever, because we kind of got a late start. And to top it off, my daily driver started leaking the radiator. It's been leaking, but it really started leaking, so tomorrow I have to address that. But today we're gonna have fun. You gotta push all the stuff you don't want to do off till tomorrow, right? So check this thing out. He's got the main tube, we got the cross tube, he's got the mounts for the rack. This is all stuff off that Mustang chassis, that Fox body that we got. We're going to use the Team Z lower arms, and we scrapped the whole idea of using the K-member, so I still have that. But we're going to use, these are all Fox body Mustang components. We lopped the frame off, check that out, he welded it all up. And then all of these go underneath, and I'll show you real quick before I get rolling. And they tie into the chassis itself. Go across and then through, and then we will get rid of this cross member, and then he's going to make a mount off of this, and then these will actually end up tying into the back, which is what you and I are going to do today. We're going to take all this junk out of here, because those boxes that I've been working on from HTC, or however you say it, those will get welded in on the chassis side in the back. So we made the executive decision, because we're already doing all of this, we're already this far, we already don't have front wheels on it, so if I get all this stuff cut out and put in, we can do it here, and I can have help, so we do it correctly. And then I can do rear end things at the house or bring it back or whatever. But that's what we're doing today. We got to move all this junk because I got to cut mounts and stuff out. So just a bunch of dirty crap work. And then he's going to continue with the stuff that he's doing. So yeah, this is awesome. We got a ton of room for activities. This is actually an LS3 pan, I believe. That's probably what we'll end up running. Hopefully a little more oil capacity, you can see. And then also, this is going to be the lowest point. We might move the motor down just a tad, make sure we have clearance and room up top, but then that'll allow me to make a nice big pan underneath in case we have a mishap, and we can dump our radiator hopefully into the pan. It keeps it all contained, and we don't go for any more rides like we did and have to be back here at the chassis place. So let's get rolling. So the wheels are off, and it's much easier when this thing's up high and you just let it down. Life is good. You guys watch me struggle on race week, but I wanted to show you this. Look at that. Ooh. So when it hit the wall on that side, it pushed the rear end this way, and then it bent that. So this whole thing was pushed over. So I think hopefully that was it. Just kind of folded that. I would imagine, I'm hoping this thing's still good. The plan is to get it out of here, and then at some point we'll put the bar through it to see if it's straight. And then we will brace this up, and I will put my new 4-link brackets. We'll cut all this other crud off here and put new 4-link brackets on it. But let's get it out of here. I just wanted to show you guys that thing was all bent up. But shocks are off. We'll drop this out, pull the shocks off, get everything out of the way. Then I got to start moving lines and things, because I think this needs to come out as well. And then I believe like these mounts, both sides need to come off, and then this mamma jamma up here, I think will need to come out as well. So baby steps though. We got the rear end out. You can see this guy is pretty well tacoed, but yeah, if I had the back brace up higher, I think it would have helped a little bit more. But I think obviously for whatever reason, we did it like that, probably for heim joint clearance and all that stuff. But this guy seems to be okay. It's funny to look at these now, you know, being so many years in there, but hey, it worked, man. And then looks like we had some leakage going on. And then my back, I cut this out to fit it on there because of where the mounts were, and I put these mounts on here because that's where the stock location was. And then this is cut down a bit because I was trying to fit higher when we did this whole thing. So this whole, oh man, I didn't even think I welded that to the back of the, anyway, yeah, she's kind of a mess. We'll strip all this down, and then we'll see what we can do. Obviously these are going to be gone, so then that means I don't have to cut all my stuff up, because my shocks will be mounted further over, and these are purchased for the springs that we don't have anymore. But yeah, good times. It worked. Like I said, it looks like we had a bit of leakage, but that might be from it not being square. So that is out. So now what we will do is we'll probably revisit this sway bar too, because I put this in and then technically it's not captured, so that thing is wrong. So This sway bar itself, I think, will be fine, but we'll just make a new mounting point, I think. And then, like I said, we'll work on this and this point here. So let me pull the rest of this junk out, pull the sway bar out, and we'll just keep on rolling. So we're doing all right. Not working ourselves to death, but little by little. A little bit later, hopefully the low light kind of shows up on this camera because it's kind of hard to see underneath here. But I think, so this whole piece, I believe, needs to come out, right? Because this is where the mounting point was for the forelink, because it's a triangulated forelink. It goes from here, and then your rear end is floating over here. Well, it's kind of a pain in the ass to do that, but I was looking at it, and we have these rivets in here, right? There's 3 of them that connect this cross member to this piece, which is a body mount. So I'm really trying not to cut the body mount out right this second if I don't have to. But I was like, man, if we just sawzalled it flush here, right, along the frame all the way up, because I can put my hand on the backside, so we can fit the blade there and just kind of do one of these, that gets it off of here, and then grind these 3 dudes down on both sides. We should just be able to knock this thing out. Like, obviously I'll take this line off, and then we can be careful with the fuel line. But I think if we could do that, it should, there's enough room on the backside that this whole chingadera should just do one of these, and then that leaves this intact, and then I can come back here and kind of radius that, but that'll leave this structure here. This is for a spring pocket, but this is a body mount, and then this is giving this some rigidity on the frame, so I'm kind of reluctant to, we'll just kind of leave all that intact. This is all welded to the frame as well. So I like the idea of just kind of leaving this pocket alone for rigidity, and then if we just get rid of this and kind of do one of those on here, that should give us hopefully room for activities, and hopefully we could weld the other piece here. But yeah, not as tough as I was thinking. I think it's gonna be crappy, but I gotta ask Jason if I could borrow his saws on the blade to square that off, knock these out, and then we'll come look over at these guys, and we should be able to knock. Those are pretty straightforward cuts. Zip zap, and you're done. So hopefully we can knock these off, clean it up, get this out of the way, and then we'll be styling. So it looks, with everything out of the way, it's not quite as complicated, but I was looking at it like, man, how am I gonna cut all that stuff off? So I'm feeling better about it. I'll go track Jason down, and then we'll see if I can borrow his sawzall, and we'll get to cutting. Here's what the cross member in a 64 Chevelle looks like. So it's just a little stamp piece. You know, this was up in there. Look at those boogers, man. That was my sway bar link. And then the reason we didn't run it all the way out is the way that everything worked out. I didn't have enough room to get it far enough over. It kind of looks like it when it's outside of the car, but I don't know. I think these bars were kind of in the way, but yeah, we did the best we could do with that. So we'll figure that portion out, obviously, on the next go around. But we got it cut free, and then I just ground those things down, and then it popped out. So I think we can clean all this up, and then it almost looks like right here, like a straight shot, like we can just kind of curve that around and kind of get it out of the way. Is what I'm thinking on both sides. So I'll spend a little time, and I'll get that stuff kind of cleaned off, and look at that. And then I have those side plates, so maybe we can kind of give that an eyeball, and then we'll kind of see how we go on here. It's been a little while. It took me a while to do this, just because I suck with the sawzall and getting rain sparks on me. But we'll keep on moving. So we'll clean that up, maybe kind of test fit those plates, and then we'll look at these guys and probably just whack those things off. That should be pretty quick. Alright, I know it's noisy. Not sure if you guys can see or not, but I got everything cleared off all the way down on both sides. I didn't trim that back. We'll trim that back as needed. I don't know if we can tie that into the tube when it goes across, but yeah, I'll get the rest of that chingadera off, but I ran out of abrasives and I'm out of steam. And then maybe cut this dude here, but yeah, you can see. So we cleaned them off on both sides and The rear end and all the stuff is out. And then we'll leave these in. I think we discussed this because that's welded to the frame. And this is a body mount. So I don't want to get rid of the pockets. We'll leave those there, but maybe trim these up. But the other plate goes here, and the tubes will be bent across, and then this is where the four-link will sit there, and then again the other ones go right where these are. But he's messed with all the stuff up front I gave you guys a look at, so we can't move any of this stuff now. So that's it. It's past my bedtime. I'm gonna go home. I hope you guys are excited about this thing as much as I am. But until next time, you know what to do. I'm out.